So one of the great memories of that finals was the step over on Tyrone. That actually you could really see a good image of the shot. What do you remember about that play? Because people still talk about it like today.
I was just into the game at that point, and obviously, we were battling during that game, me and him, and basically every time we played against each other, he always took a challenge when it came to me, and tried to give his team what he needed to what they needed to help them win. He stepped up to the plate, and I was hyped up at that point. And then once I hit the shot, he was right there, and it was just a reaction. And like, I think that the strangest part about that is, me and him were big time enemies when we played against each other. Now we're the best of friends.
That day when you had the press conference and you found out, and everybody was there, what do you remember about when you first heard you got MVP?
My initial reaction was, honestly, like, man, you voted the best basketball player in the world. You know what I mean? Like, all the awards that I've captured in my life, and my career, it was none like that one. It was like, it was so different from every other one because, you're a professional athlete, and in that profession, you're the best in the world. And, I sat around for a minute. I, had to have some time by myself and reflect on everything and think about my life and, what I've been through to be able to accomplish something like that. I got real emotional. It was just a great feeling. It was like a tribute to all of the people that helped me get to that point. All of my family and my friends and all the teammates that I played with, all the coaches that I've ever had, my fans, everybody besides me that contributed to getting an award like that. I just, in my mind, just, thank them and realize that I couldn't accomplish something like that without the people that genuinely love me. I understand and I realized that fans that love Allen Iverson because of who he is and how real I am to myself. You know what I mean? And how I love the fact that every time I look in the mirror, I'm satisfied with what I look at. And I think people respect that. People respect the fact that, you don't have to be phony and change your image and try to be somebody that you're not. It's fine being the person you are. It's fine being a person that make mistakes. It's fine when, you look at a person that will fall or stumble and get right back up. You know what I mean? And I think people accept that and they respected that when it came to me. And I'm true to myself and my family and my friends and my fans. So, I guess, a lot of people they gravitate to that. You know what I mean? They want to be a part of something original and authentic like that. So, and I had no problem taking the bumps and bruises that I had to take with being myself. And I feel good that I did it this way, and I wouldn't have did it no other way.
What does this mean to you, only the strong survive? I mean, a lot of guys have that tattoo now, but when you got it, I think it was more of a cultural statement because not many people had it. Now it's more in vain with like a lot of other things you've done. But back then it was not as known.
I think it come from basically my upbringing, all the things that I had to endure in my life, all the obstacles that I was faced with, just trying to make it out, make a better way for my family. you know, and being where I'm from, you know, how hard it is to make it out of here, you know. I thought about that, and I, you know, just felt that I had to be strong enough to do it. You know, only the strong survive. If you're not, you know, a weak person will break. They'll give up, and that's just not me. You know what I mean? So whatever I go through in life, whatever it is, I'll fight through it. I don't think God will put you through nothing that you can't handle. So you put an H on your chest and handle it. With me growing up, how you look, to me, how you play. You know, I want to make myself up to look not only just like a basketball player, but look like a superhero. Yeah. A skinny one, but a superhero. But a superhero. So, you know, that's how I came up with styles. Like, what hasn't been done? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can have all these different flavors because I'm coming up with original things that haven't been done. Yeah. You know, nobody would do this, nobody would do that, you know, and that's how I used to come up with it, like a superhero, to where it don't even look real. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, when the young guys that never played with me but look up to me, when they finally see me, you know, I want them to be able to look at me and see my aura. Yeah. When everybody started looking like I look, that's when I realized that I was a trendsetter. When I started seeing guys wear the do-rag and hats and the jerseys and stuff like that, you know, and the sleeve and getting the cornrows, and then everybody flooding themselves with tattoos, stuff like that, you know, I sat back and, man, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is trying to look like themselves but look like you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with, you know, being who I am and looking like I look, but, you know, the cornrows and tattoos and baggy clothes and the baggy uniform and all that stuff, okay, well, everybody know where that come from. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that was just a great feeling. But like I said before, it was bittersweet because I had to take the whipping for it. You know what I mean? I had to, you know, I was the cover boy for it. So, you know, obviously I had to take the backlash from it, but it's bittersweet now because now other guys can be themselves and look like they want to look without a problem.
Last month when we were together and Deuce came down, and like his generation of friends and kids just didn't watch you play, but they all want to get your shoe. It's crazy, like another generation influenced by you even though they didn't really see you in your prime.
It's basically, it has a lot to do with the way the shoe looked too. Now, I mean, I can't take all the credit for it. Yeah. Kids will go find out how good you were and find out for themselves. You know, they'll look at highlights and so, you know, and be able to say, oh, okay, yeah, he was, you know, he was good. I think it has a lot to do with the parents too. You know, the parents putting the kids, you know, up on, you know, stuff that they grew up off. You know what I mean? So there's a whole bunch of ways that they can find out. And then one thing about kids, they're gonna find out. And that's one of the best things in the world, that kids that's, you know, 7, 8 years old, you know, or even younger, know who I am and, you know, respect what I did out there on the basketball court. That's one of the great feelings in the world, when somebody that didn't grow up off of you or didn't get a chance to watch you play and get a chance to see what you could do. I never thought that so many kids would be I thought it was all older guys that would be going crazy for the questions. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's guys my son age. My son all the time, Daddy, I want this color, I want that color, I want this color, you know. I mean, he's on it. You know, he knew about it, the shoe coming out before I did. So, I mean, that's just how I go, man.
Hard to think this way, but did you think in '96, first coming to the league, choosing Reebok, that 15 years later you'd be sitting here talking about a new generation of kids buying your shoes?
No. Yeah. Far-fetched. I've never seen it, you know what I mean, and couldn't believe it. You know, I was just happy to have my own shoe. You know, that was my dream. That was one of my biggest dreams. Obviously to make it to the NBA, but to have my own signature shoe, I mean, nothing top that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to put them on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then to just have more and more, you know what I mean, and keep on going, and then have a MVP shoe, have a final shoe, you know what I mean? Like, just a dream come true. You know, it's basically like, you know, you make it to the NBA, that's your dream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everything that come with it, you know, to be the one that created the sleeve, to be the one that created, you know, the answer,
Yeah.
and have the question and stuff like that, that's icing on the cake.
My name is Todd Krinsky. I've been at Reebok 20 years. I've had the fortune of working with AI since 1996 when he first came in the league. We still work together now. It's been an incredible journey of great successes and a lot of fun together over the years. We kind of grew up in the shoe game together a little bit and learned as we went and kind of just figured it out as we were going through it. And it's great now to be looking back in 2012 and to together be retroing these shoes together for a new generation of kids. So I know it's an honor for him. It's an honor for me to have worked together for all these years and shared all these successes. The Answer 4, we really set out to create a lightweight shoe with a great speed graphic. And so when you look at the Answer 4, it's got a very strong front to back graphic that goes throughout the shoe. We created shoes that had a 3M reflective shot because we really were always wondering what the shoe would look like when it was shot. Flashes are going on in the arena. So you can see a lot of shots in that shoe with the reflective. You can see some really great shots taken. It's got a really strong, fast graphic. It's got a 3D ultralight bottom, so it makes the shoe 2 to 3 ounces lighter than a normal rubber shoe. And back in the day, before there was really light everywhere, it was one of the lightest basketball shoes. And then from a fashion perspective, we added the zipper. And so kids could wear it laced up when they were playing, and they could zipper it down with jeans when they weren't playing. So it became a very strong fashion look for us. The other thing that was really cool about that shoe is that we had so many ideas of colors. That shoe took color really well. So we did white black, we did black white for the NBA Finals, we did black silver with a reflective, we did white navy, we did white red to go with the Philly red and blue uniform. There was just so many colors we could do with that shoe. And then, you know, at that point we started to personalize the shoes. So Alan's kind of face was on the bottom of the shoe, and you could see the Only the Strong Survive, which was one of his first tattoos on the bottom. So we began to create still this speed style combination that was kind of the lineage of his shoes, but we began to personalize the shoes more. It also had that really strong inner ghillie system for guard support that the Question had as well. So very, very strong graphic, really cool look, great materials, and again, it's all about speed meets style. I think one of the reasons we're bringing back the Iverson collection is because these shoes are timeless. They're just great designs that look modern and fresh in any era. I think that first it starts with the shoe. I think second of all, outside of that, 90s is a big, big influence on kids today. So even these young generation of kids that didn't watch AI play live are seeing him on YouTube, seeing on the internet, are inspired by his play, and they're seeing a lot of the products he wore. And the question and the answer kind of really, really encapsulate what AI was about on the court, his style, his speed, the colors, the materials. And as Alan said earlier, those shoes are just timeless. They look as good today as they did back in the day. And so it's a perfect time to bring them back. Kids are looking into 90s fashion, they're looking into 90s trends, they're looking into 90s teams and players. AI in 2000s, and AI really was kind of one of the biggest personalities and players in that era. His shoes look as good today as they did back in the day. And so I think it's just, it's a trend that's going on right now, and so we're lucky enough to have some great shoes to bring back, and the AI franchise is going to be, I think, a big success for us.